So in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I weld cast aluminum. Cast aluminum welding is a lot different than just, say, welding 6061 or a specially designated aluminum. This right here is an aluminum block. I've already gone ahead and to save time on the video, I've beveled this and I've cleaned it. And I did use a stainless steel brush that I have just for cleaning aluminum. So that's pretty much ready to weld. But the problem is with cast aluminum is it's not fully aluminum. There's a lot of garbage in there, and depending on the factories or the companies making casts, it all depends what type of aluminum that they use. Sometimes it's just recyclable stuff all melted together and put into a cast, but usually it's always different processes, and the quality of the cast varies from one to another. So this being that it was an engine, I'm sure it should have a decent amount of aluminum. When it comes to welding aluminum, you gotta make sure it's clean, and if your machine has a designated setting for balance, cleaning action, or high frequency, you want to take advantage of those options because they'll help out greatly when it comes to welding cast aluminum. Since cast is dirty, a lot of it when you're welding, you're going to have some really nasty crap come to the top, which will look like kind of like specks of black pepper, or somebody put black pepper on the weld or something. So it's gonna, all the crud and crap is just going to come up to the top and it's going to float there. And that's okay, because as long as it's not fully floating in the material, because it gets drawn up, it could be sanded down or grinded down and you'll still have nice fresh clean aluminum on the bottom. But the key for cast is cleaning it as much as possible before you start welding on it. So I'm going to run pretty much 200 amps on this. I'll do 210 amps since that's what my machine is capable of. I'm using a foot pedal. I will be using 4043 just because it wets out better than 5356, and 5356 filler is stronger, but it's not really good for heat cycles. I'm going to go ahead and back this up with some copper. You can use steel. A lot of people say copper, but you can use steel. I've done that before. It doesn't mess up the aluminum or anything. So if I can't find copper, I'll be using steel. You can also use a thin sheet of aluminum in the back if you wanted to. But the problem is we're going to heat this up really, really hot, and we're going to actually fill all this up with quite a bit of aluminum. So if you were to do small like stack of dime welds on it, you could slowly do it. But if you're not really experienced in aluminum TIG welding, you're really not going to get a really good penetration, because you're going to cold lap. Then you end up with some porosity in the weld. Alright, so I finally finished with my weld here, and I added a couple beads just on the top there, just so I can bring up all the contaminants that were in the cast up to the top of the bead. What I'm gonna do is grind all this nice and smooth now. I was able to actually weld this with a 3/32 rod, and I still have quite a bit left, so I'm gonna get to cleaning this, and let's see if we got any porosity in that weld. So I finally finished doing my grinding here on the block, and as you can see, there's actually no porosity at all, and the little dents that are there are actually from this ball peen hammer. When I was actually trying to break a piece out of that case, I can do the demonstration for you guys. But there's no porosity in the weld, because when you weld cast, it usually brings all the garbage to the top as long as you keep adding filler. So as you add filler, it wets out and it actually binds with the other base metal, well, with the base material, and it actually flows out really nice, and that's when it brings all that crap to the top. And then that's why I like to actually add extra material or filler, so all that stuff is brought to the top and grinded away, which leaves you with nice, bright, shiny aluminum. As you can see there, you can't really distinguish where the weld was. I mean, was it right here? Was it right here? Right here? I mean, you could just tell the aluminum blended with the cast. So that should be liquid tight and airtight seal right there. So as you can see, there's no pores on this side, and I had complete penetration. You can actually see where it kind of even sag downwards. There's no pores at all, and it looks really, really nice. If this was a working block, I could go in with a carbide bit and actually cut that out. Give it with a sandblaster and actually give it that texture, and you really won't even tell it was repaired. But this is just a demonstration for you guys. So a lot of welders, they'll probably tell you that it's a wrong way of welding, and as you can see, I just demonstrated that I have no pores. It's an actual solid weld, and it's pretty strong. Now, hopefully you guys walk away with a little bit of information that might help you out should you ever have the need to actually do a repair like this. That's it for this video. I want to thank you for watching, and see you guys on the next one.